Welcome back to another episode of Couch Conversations. I am your host, Danni Gyrl, and I am excited about tonight's show. The last time we tried to have our guest on, we was having some technical difficulties. I don't know what was going on. The show was not cooperating, so I had to reschedule her. But we are happy to have her here tonight. We have a lot to talk about with her. Um, and that's gonna segue into what else I'm gonna talk about. So I am happy to introduce to everybody and bring to the stage Miss Majesty Goodlow.
Hi
Yay!
everyone.
Hey
Everyone.
Majesty. How you
Hi.
doing tonight?
I am actually doing good. God is good, and it's an honor to be before you and everyone here.
Okay. I have a couple things I want to touch on in this conversation.
Yes,
Um
ma'am.
One, I just want to say how I know you. Uh your father is very well known in the city,
Yes.
and so are his children. Bishop Adrian Goodlow and First Lady
Mhm.
Angela Goodlow. And I've been knowing them for a very long time. I know at least 20, 25 years. So it's a pleasure to have watched you grown into the beautiful young lady that you are.
Thank you.
So one thing that I wanted to talk about a couple things with you tonight. One thing that I
Okay.
wanted to talk about was Ice Hot. Another thing I wanted to talk about was I know you've been doing some autism awareness. So I
Mhm.
wanted to touch on those things. But before I get into that, I want to know, how is it growing up being the bishop's daughter?
Woo. Okay. She laid it on me. um. I would say growing up from like my experience, one thing I can say my parents did not play when it comes to their girls. So of course people put us in a higher, I would say, pedestal. I would say for us growing up, my parents was of course they teach us about the Bible and stuff, but they always made sure that we also had fun, if I could say that,
Mm-hmm.
in a godly manner. Because anybody that know my dad know he do not play. He the word is his life.
Yeah.
The word is word. So I would say growing up, as I'm adult today, I really appreciate how my parents has raised me. Because now since I have a child of my own, I totally understand the importance. And it wasn't always easy. Of course, like everybody put us in a higher pedestal. The preacher's daughters cannot do no wrong. Like they do it. They so quick to crucify. Um, I will say that the way I grew up, my parents were very protective and still protective to this day. But let's pray for our strength. But I would say the way I grew up, I really appreciate it, really, really now. Especially now, since not only that I have a child of my own, but I understand why um, my dad was, I'm sorry, my bishop, my dad was so animated to teach us the word because it's really, really needed more now than ever. And I still
Mhm.
like, it's true, like, training your children the way they should go because it could be like I could be doing the littlest thing. I could really hear like my dad, like little voice saying, like, okay, all right, that's not right, or go back, or my mom like say, like, okay, make godly decisions. I still to this day, she still say that to me. And it's like, okay, well, let me backtrack. So, and that's how my take of growing up. It wasn't easy. It's not easy, but
It's not easy.
it's not easy. Like I said, people are very quick to crucify, but I really, really thank God for my parents, the way they brought us up. You know, um, I don't know, don't want to think about where I would be at. So really, really appreciate them. That's why I try to give them their flowers while they're still here. So big shout outs to them too. Bishop Adrian, Goodlow, and Angela. Really appreciate y'all. And now it's trickling down to Josiah. So I really appreciate y'all.
Yes, yes, yes. It is different when you being raised in the house with preachers. It's a different
Yes.
type of pressure. People look at you different. They have different expectations for you. They think you're supposed to be perfect.
Woo. Yeah, people think that.
Far from. But I thank you. I just wanted to get your take on that because I my grandmother. Everybody that know her know she grew up. I grew up with her, and she's a preacher. But it's different when he the pastor and the bishop and
Yeah.
it's a different kind of pressure.
Yeah, because I mean, we do a little bit of everything, but honestly, I'm kind of glad because now it's like if my once my dad get off the scene or my parents get off the scene, they go home to the Lord. I won't be stuck. I don't know exactly what to do and how to do it, and then now I could get in the presence of God by myself. So it's more cons than pros. As you get older, it's like, okay, well, my parents taught me who I could run to when I'm in trouble, when they're not around, or I just can't talk to them right then and there. And now I know who to run to. I found out God by myself. I mean, in addition to what my parents like taught me.
Yes, and we all know
Hmm.
you the shouting queen. You were
Look, I got to thank God for everything. Okay.
every time I see a video of you, I see that footwork.
Look, shoot. All I gotta do is take one memory and I'm taking off.
Yeah, so let's talk about Ice Hot. Let's talk about that because
Ooh,
you prayed over the building, shouted when you got the keys, couldn't even
man.
get in the door because you was shouting.
Yes. Well, Ice had. Well, one thing I want to say, and like I again started with my parents. Before ISOP was born, my parents started off doing events like for the community, church. They started off, and they kind of passed the baton to me. I always been a child that likes to give a lot. Been like that since I can remember. That could be ties, that could be toys. I always gave. That's always my motto, and still to this day, I always like to give. So, I started doing events as well, and what really made me really tap into my events or what I do now is, of course, my own trial and tribulations. Many of you know, many of you don't know that I'm a domestic violence victim. Of course, the whole backstory of that. Um, Fortunately, during the abuse, my daughter got murdered, but thank by the grace of God, me and my son made it out. So, um, to go by memory lane is 2019. I had my son trying to get it together. This time that I went back to my parents' house, and I noticed that COVID has really taken the toll of everyone, including myself. I'm a single mom, and anybody that know my son, he's autistic, ADHD. So I'm like, okay, Lord, like, I'm venting God, like, what do you need me to do? I'm doing school. I got Josiah. I'm doing everything I can, but I always feel like I need to do more. So, long to keep it short, I always was connected to children and what I was going to school for as well. So, what I decided to do, I prayed on it. I went around my gated community and outside my gated community and decided to have a drum line and dance team. Well, I know from my experience as being a single mom, extracurricular activities is not, the income might not be flowing to that part. So one thing I did promise the parents that they don't have to come out of pocket for nothing. I just need you to bring your kids, and I'll help them with their homework. Even if they're like disabled, I had my nurse. I was working on my nursing license, so I was changing diapers, helping them use the bathroom, everything. So I started doing that. Next thing you know, me and my parents was giving out food, cleaning products. We gave out hair. Then I was like, okay. I kept on praying about it. Then eventually we got a truck that Me and the whole family got together. I said, okay, well, I'm gonna get our own U-Haul truck so we could keep this going. Next thing you know, I would say through my trial and tribulations, I always pray and I always ask God, I don't want to be a product of my trauma, and I want to really, really heal from my trauma, and I don't want to bleed on people that you have sent for me. And I always prayed that, and I always wanted to help people. That's my thing. So after a while, he been giving me dreams about events. Um, I don't know, but it just happened all of a sudden in a dream, and I just started putting together, writing it down. Then I told my parents, okay, this is what I had a dream about. This is what God given me. And with no hesitation, my parents like, go for it. Of course, I had to follow protocol, make sure, everything was everything. Parents fully supported it. We got the church behind it. And after a while, I just started doing events. After a while, the dance team, the drum line got bigger, even to the point that I could honestly say that I had all my high schoolers all went to HBCUs with a full ride scholarship during the time that it was COVID, because they were doing community work and it was doing drums and dancing. So
Amazing.
as I yeah yeah, it was a journey, but we made it through. As I was doing that, of course, I was finishing school and everything. So in the midst of me doing that, I got all my credentials. I got 5 A degrees. I got my nursing license. I was like, okay, God, like I want to do more. Like I'm like show me. Then then I don't know if anybody watched this series. It's called the Maid series. So it's on Netflix. It's called Maid. If anybody watch it, this kind of clue. I was like, okay, God, like I want to help women, but I want to not only help women, but I want to help men. I want to help grandparents. I want to help married couples, single, especially students that, going to college, but they can't afford like apartments. So I'm
Hmm.
watching this Netflix series or whatnot, and I was like, okay, like God, like show me what you want to do. Like literally while I was watching it, I was watching this whole series, and it's basically this woman that's going through that came out of a domestic violence situation, and she went through all this trial and tribulation similar to my situation. With my situation, I've been homeless, been through all that, slept in the car, everything with Josiah. So I was like, okay, I visually see what I want to do. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to take the steps to do that. Okay, so got my credentials, got everything, continue with school. Then slowly but surely, ISOT was being born. Um, all it started from was, I would say, God gave me dreams, me writing it down, really getting educated in the business wise, and still make time management for me to be a mom, for me to work my 9 to 5, me go to school, and of course me doing ministry. So as ISI was getting born, I was getting everything together. In the midst of me doing ISI, I was like, okay, I want to do church events. That's when I started doing concerts and trying to help anybody that need help with events. That's when the church come along. And after ISI was born, we had that big grand opening. Of course, we're gonna keep going with the food um, giveaway and donations. We do have another project that's gonna be out soon. Not gonna say. I'm gonna wait. I'm just drop it. But all this to say is that reason being why ISI was born and me doing this because I feel like I owe God, because He literally saved my life 3 times. Anybody that know my story is very tragic. Um, been laid out of the hospital 3 times, and of course, dealing with my son and his condition. Um, I always told God, as long as I'm breathing, I'm gonna owe you, and I'm gonna continue doing this. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try my best to bring the community and church together. So I know this assignment, this journey I'm going through is way bigger than beyond I feel, and of course bring awareness and to the point to where that I even stood in court trial and forgave my abuser, so I could be set free and do these things and still spread awareness and to let people know that this actually happens while you're in church as well. Because I was still in church and still getting, beat when I get to with my abuser. And anybody that know my parents, I did not tell my parents right away. They kind of found out when I was late in the hospital. And I know my dad. My dad did not play with his girls. Um, but all this to sum it up and say that I owe God this. So um, that's how I saw God, was born, through dreams, visions, me writing it down, actually me really fasting and like sometimes I have to shut down from social media, like, okay, God, what you want me to do? Um, what you want me to do next? So honestly, that's how ISOP was born, and it's more projects that's gonna be coming out soon. But ISOT is God's nonprofit, but ISOT is here to help anybody, community, church. If the church is in need of anything, we help give out. Um, this is something I want to do. I feel like I owe God doing it, and I can't not run from it. I try, and it don't work. It leaves me
Don't
right
work.
back. I be like, God, I don't know. I don't want these. I don't want this. Like, I don't want it. And he convicts me every time. So I'm back at it, and I can honestly say I love what I do.
Serving.
And yeah, I love what I do. I love being a servant, like I do. And this just to my testimony is just to share, to witness someone that when you come out of this, you don't have to hurt people because you're hurting. You could come out, you could be set free, you could be healed, and you could forgive that individual or anybody that have hurt you. No matter if they're dead or alive, you could really forgive them. And what I also learned, you could pray for them too.
Mhm.
That took a lot for me to do. So once I did that, that's when things been happening. So that's how I got born. That's a short of it. So
You know,
yeah.
that's an amazing story. It shows a lot of strength that you have. Um, a lot of people, like when it comes to domestic violence, they don't
Mhm.
understand. They just want to know, why can't you walk away? And it's never a situation where you have to. I tell people all the time, if you know anybody that has suffered with domestic violence, they will tell you they have to have some type of escape plan to leave.
Yeah,
You don't
most
just get to
definitely.
open the door and walk away. You don't just get to wake up and pack your stuff and walk out.
Hmm.
um and to survive that and be able to tell the story and to have a testimony behind it is amazing, because a lot of women don't make it out.
Yep. And also, what I also learned is with men too, they go through abuse as well, which the next goal for my project is to have like a safe haven for men as well, because of course, men handle their emotions different from women. We're more emotional creatures. And so I really truly believe that um, men don't really express their emotions, or they like to hide a lot of stuff through like whatever society put them as, and it's a lot of
Hmm.
double standard. So that's one of the next project we're going to be working on, but is in God's timing. I'm trusting His process, because through this process I'm still learning, I'm still healing, because like you said, getting away from a domestic violence is really tragic, and then losing a child behind it, that's another
Another
healing phase.
level on
Yeah,
top of it. Yeah.
yeah. And then anybody that have the parents that I have, yeah, they
Yeah, I was
they go
I
hard
was
for their
in a
girls.
domestic violence situation when I was about 19 or 20. um I really don't talk about it even to this day. I did find the strength last year to confront my abuser,
Hmm.
and he did not remember. he actually told me that during the time that we were together and for so many years after, he was on drugs. So he
Mhm.
does not recall a lot of our relationship. It could have been a cop out, but I kind of took it for face value because he did have some strange behaviors back then.
Yeah.
He did apologize and I forgave him. Uh did I feel his apology was sincere? No. He still
Yeah.
gave me um vibes of an abuser. He still gave me manipulator vibes.
Mhm.
But I did forgive him. And
Yeah.
just the fact that I confronted him and forgave him gave me so much relief because I had been dealing with that for over 20 years. And I never really
Ooh.
talked about it. A lot of people don't even know it existed. I never talked about it to my family. I think I was more embarrassed about it than anything,
Mhm. Yep.
because in the back of my head for so many years, I was trying to figure out how did I let myself get in that situation, you know? And
Yeah.
when you're in the situation, you don't want to tell anybody because you're embarrassed.
Yeah.
So, um, yeah, I don't really talk about it still, but I did find the strength within myself to go and confront my abuser. This is probably the first time that I've ever mentioned any of this. Uh,
Yeah.
a lot of people don't even know I was in that situation. I think a few people kind of had an idea, but I always, you lie, you cover it up.
Yeah.
Um, my cousin in the comments, he said he kind of felt it, but he wasn't sure. But yeah, um, it's a different kind of thing. Like you don't just get to pack up and walk away.
Mhm.
Um, I literally got an escape plan, and my escape plan was not what I thought it was gonna be. I had just been praying, and God put it in my lap. So we were living together, and my god sister called me about a job,
Mhm.
and I told her that I would take the job, but the job required me moving to LA. So I moved to LA
Wow.
with my mom, but my mom was too far from the job.
Mm.
And I ended up moving with my cousin, who he stayed close to. And he would come to my cousin's house. We would have these little situations. Around that time, he wasn't really putting his hands on me too much because I lived with one of my boy cousins. So he kind of
Mhm.
had a little fear in him, but he would do stuff like come to my job and embarrass me. One day I
Yeah.
got dressed for work, and when I got to work and got ready to get out the car, he took a whole 32-ounce Coke and threw it on me. Just like crazy stuff. Now I can't go to work. I gotta go home and change. Now I'm late for work.
Mhm.
Just all kind
Yep.
of crazy stuff. The manipulation, the mind manipulation, like all that type of stuff is really crazy. And the mind manipulation puts you in a place where you can't just walk away. Um,
Yep. I call it a demonic soul tie.
it
it's
is.
like it's like
It
I'm battling
is.
with my mind. It's like he love me, he don't love me. I should stay because I'm trying to keep my family together. But like it's yeah, I've been there, done it, and
I
it's
think most
yeah.
users, and I say this lightly, but on the heavy side, I think most abusers have to have a certain level of narcissism
Mhm.
because
Yeah.
they love bomb and then they abuse and then they love
Yep.
bomb and they abuse, and it's a circle of abuse and it's insane.
Mhm.
So I've been through the actual domestic abuse. I've been through the narcissistic abuse because I don't know if you've seen, I've talked about on the show a couple times. My last ex-boyfriend, he was a narcissist. That was a woo Lord. I
It
don't
was
even know
something else.
how to that relationship. I really don't. But yeah. So even though he wasn't a physical person, the mind manipulation was crazy. Like he really had me thinking I was going crazy. That I
Oh
didn't see
wow.
what I saw or I didn't hear what I heard. Like he really had me questioning every move that I make for so long, and it started messing with my head. So I was like, you know what? For me to break this tie, because it's a soul tie in there as well, I said,
Yep.
for me to do this, I have to remove myself from the situation. And God always makes a way for me to remove myself. I might not like it, but He does. I might not like how He does it, but He
Man.
does.
And you know it's so crazy you say that because what made me officially leave and when I say really leave them alone, because you know we women, you know we could leave. We say we left somebody alone and we still dibbling dabbling. You know I'm just
Mm-hmm.
keeping it real.
Mm-hmm.
But really, what made me left my abuser alone, I was laying in the hospital bed. My mom was there. Like I said, God speaks to me a lot through dreams. So in the dream, make long story short, you know how you like inside the dream. So it was like a funeral. It was my funeral
Oh wow.
on one side, and my abuser was standing there, and he was um holding Josiah, like holding our son hand. Mind you, I mean, I identified my son, but I didn't because my son was looking very, very sad. That's the safe way I say it. Looking very, very sad. He was not as happy. It's like light has literally drained from everybody that was at the funeral.
Mm-hmm.
As I was, looking into that, my abuser was literally laughing while I was in the like at my grave. Like I was there at the casket and he's laughing. I knew that was a demon. I mean, knew that was a demon, but he was literally standing on my grave laughing. Then on the other side, I have to say it was on my left side. My left side, it was this light. It was like a form of a, I want to say an oval, and it was light and it was like laughter. Like it was very, 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 very bright. In the midst of my dream, all I could hear is say, "You have to choose. You have to choose." So in the midst of like, I guess like me like trying to like choose whatever, he's laughing, and even to where he not only spit and honestly kissed on my grave as well.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that was God. He was like telling me like you have to choose. And I seen from what I'd seen in my peripheral vision, it had to be a man standing there. He said you have to choose. You have to choose. All I remember, mind you, when in the dream I was wounded, like I was wounded like in the hospital, like I was with like bruises and stuff. Out of nowhere, I had the strength and I ran towards the light. I ran and I said, I choose you. And I ran. Next thing you know, I woke up the next day. My mom, was asking me if I was all right. I said, yeah. And I looked at her and I said, I'm not doing this no more. And I talked to my parents and I said, I'm coming back and I'm leaving him. There's no going back. That's when I officially left. And the story goes on from there. And then it's crazy. The timeline is crazy because the same day that that I left, that's when I found out he was messing with a friend of mine and ended up getting her pregnant. And she was living 3 blocks away from my parents' house.
All righty.
So I mean, there's layers to this story. I'm trying to give you the short version, but
Yeah, I see.
there's
But
layers. That's
yeah,
what I'm saying. Like,
a
my
narcissist
book
has
gonna
no
come out.
limit. They have
Right.
no limit.
Look,
So
my book is going to come out. Okay, I'm working on the book is gonna come out, but this is what some people go through in the church, and I believe it needs to be talked about most definitely, especially to
yeah,
women, like especially the devil and devil saying he done with him, he not.
yeah.
Demonic soul tie.
It's things that I feel like as Black women we are sheltered from when we are raised in church. It's
Mhm.
things that are not talked about, and then we go out into the real world, and it's not what we think it's gonna be.
Woo.
Um, there's a few things, but that's for another show. But yeah,
Yes.
um,
And then you know what? They also need to talk about that because my abuser, he was grew up in church, so that needs to be talked about too. Your divine soul time might be the person right next to you at church, and we gonna have to pray, and they have to get saved and delivered, and that's
well,
that's a whole nother
I have
subject.
a,
But
I have a, I have a thing that I'm going through right now. And I really want to. We might have to bring you back for that show.
yes,
I
most
really want to do
definitely.
a show about the Black church.
Okay.
Um, reason being is because I have an issue with how the Black church treats musicians.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
I have an issue with how the Black church treats pregnant girls.
Ooh, that's the one.
I have an issue with things that the Black church cover up and don't talk about.
Mhm.
Um, I have an issue with how the Black church picks and chooses what's okay and what's not, and what we can and cannot do. But we supposed to all be based on the Bible, so we should
Yep.
all be basing our life on the same thing. But that's for another show. Yeah,
Yes. I love invite me
I
back.
really,
We gonna get
have
biblical.
an issue with how the Black church treats musicians, though. I really have a big issue
Ooh,
with that.
that's the one. That's the one.
Um, I've been trying to get a couple musicians on the show for that. So if y'all watching this and y'all want to be on the show, tap in. Thank you, Twan. Um, tap in because yeah, I really want to talk about that. I have a big issue with how the Black church treats musicians. Um,
Look, I'm want to
and
get
how
on
they
that.
have treated them over the years, and why we have evolved to the point where musicians don't want to play for churches no more.
Ooh, that's the one. That's the
Yeah,
one.
so we gonna get to that another day.
Yes.
Yeah, I it's supposed to be at Praise in the Park on Saturday.
Yay!
Yay!
Yes!
We
Yes!
had the Praise in the Park committee here last week. So if you missed that show, Praise in the Park is this Saturday from 10 to
Mm,
5.
yes.
Um somebody said white churches are the same. Lord have mercy. Well, we need to sit down and talk about the church then, because I need to know what's going on.
Man,
Because
I
I
mean, hey.
white church was different. I've been to a couple white churches and they've been all peaceful, and ain't nobody fighting in the parking lot after church.
Oh,
The
now look.
musicians ain't trying to beat up the pastor for their check. You know
Oh,
what I'm saying? I thought the
now
white church was
look.
different. We gonna have to talk about it. April, I might need to tap in with you later.
For real.
My time is gonna be at Praise in the Park. Praise in the Park is this Saturday at St. Andrews Park. I don't have the address on me
Yes.
right now, but you can find it anywhere on either one of my Facebook pages. It is Vicky been tagging me all week, so it's all up and down my timeline.
Yes.
We have a whole bunch of vendors that are going to be there. If you would like to, you can go to praiseinthepark.com, praiseintheparkla.com, and check out who's going to be there. If you were there last year, this is going to be way doper this year. The
Yes.
planning committee has really put some time, effort, and did their thing. Um, and Ice Hot is going to be one of the resource vendors.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Um,
Yes.
along with some of the other resource vendors we will have there, mental health, expungement, things like that. So y'all make sure y'all come tap in with Miss Majesty on Saturday at her Ice Hot booth at Praise in the
Yes.
Park, St. Andrews Park in LA. Google it.
Yes. We have a lot of donations. Please, girl. We
She
have
has
a
a
lot.
lot of donations. I see somebody posted a video
Woo.
and she had like pallets and pallets and pallets
Pallets.
of stuff to give
Yes.
away. So y'all
We
make sure
have.
y'all come tap in
Yes.
Saturday at Praise in the Park. She always has different stuff. I know she be giving away. Girl, tell them some of the stuff you be giving away because you be giving away hair and all
Oh,
kinds of stuff.
yeah. I know. For one, praising the park, the items that I possibly can remember. I know it's cleaning products, hygiene products. There is extension cords, a lot of home goods, a lot of home goods. I know we still have some leftover here we want to give out. There is oatmeal we will be giving out. If I can remember, there's clothing we're going to be giving out. It is a lot of stuff that we're going to be giving out. So please invite your friends, invite your family, get bags. I take whatever. Everything comes with a boat. There's DVD players. There's if I remember, there's sprinklers. Anybody that like doing gardening stuff, there's sprinklers. Please, there's plenty for everyone. Please grab it. Please grab it. So we have to come back home. Just please,
Right,
just
right.
grab it. Invite your friends. Even when you get there, call your family, call your homegirl, call your homeboy. Like, hey, like they got some stuff up here. Please, I want everything to be gone at Praise in the Park. And I just really want to give a big shout out to Vicky Marquise. Like, thank you for even thought about ISOD trusting us to give donations out. I really, appreciate you. I know I'm the baby of the bunch, the rookie, and I'm just thankful that you thought about us. And y'all, please come on. We're gonna have a Holy Ghost good time. All this stuff going on. I cannot wait for Saturday to give all this stuff out. I cannot wait. I cannot
So if
wait.
y'all missed my warning last week, I did warn everybody, please do not wear white shoes. It is outside in the
Ooh,
park.
man.
Do
Mm-mm.
not wear brand new shoes. Please do not do
Yep.
that. Last year, I wore my Louis Vuitton brand new Nikes that my nephew had bought me for my birthday. They were so beautiful, blue and white, and they were nice, dusty red when I left. Um, People were shouting in the dirt. The dirt got to kicking up on my shoes. Don't come in
Yes.
no new shoes. Don't come in no white shoes. When I say it is really church in the park, it is church in the
It's
park.
church in the park.
They out there laying hands and doing everything in the park. So please do not come in your brand new shoes. Okay. That's
Amen.
just my warning for y'all if y'all missed it last week. April, I know you watching. I am very well of who you are. I don't forget nobody, sweetheart. And I remember I met you at Shanta's book signing. I do remember that. And yeah, we gonna have to tap in, because I need to know what's going on at the white church. I need to know.
Me too. I'm like, oh, that's nothing new.
Because that just threw me way to the left. I
I'm like,
need to
oh,
know what's going on
oh,
at the white church.
clocked it. Okay, be quiet.
Also, before we go, we got about 20 minutes. I wanted to tap in with the autism awareness that
Yes,
you do. I've been noticing you tapping in with a lot of the autism awareness. The
yes.
backpack is beautiful.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Speaking of autism awareness, of course, um, people that don't know, I am a single mom to an autistic child. The doctors say he's severe. I say he's okay, but whatever doctor say, gonna go with that. He has autism, ADHD, and asthmatic. So as for me, going to school, my degree. And as I'm learning every day new challenges with autism, people I always tell people, give the parents that actually, doing their job some slack. We go through different challenges, we go through different moves with our children, and there's a lot of therapy sessions. And even with the public schools, I know from my experience, sometimes the public schools has failed me because it's like, okay, I did my IEP, I came to the meetings, what's going on, why, like what's the issue. I know for my son, from his testimony is, medically, the doctor said like something's wrong with his brain and all types of stuff. But by the grace of God, there's no fluid in his brain. He's healthy. And then even when the school, they try to count him out. Last year when my baby went to school, he was top of his class. He was student of the year, and he took a picture with the school district too. So all that to say is just shout out to the parents that's that special needs children. You're doing a great job. And just to gravitate, reason why I really tap in like to autism and stuff, because there's different layers to autism, of course. And then also, I want the parents to know that I see you, you have a support system, and then let's all stay connected. And I always reach out to parents that has autistic children, because majority of parents that have autistic children, they do not have a support system.
You're right.
So I always gravitate to that. And then they always in need of something. Always, I'm like, okay, well, let me look at one of our warehouses or storages, grab whatever you want, grab whatever you need. Because believe it or not, people that have special needs children, they always need something. That could be from diapers to toilets to clothing, or special backpacks or special materials. I know from my son, when he first started off, he needed this one particular special backpack just to get through school. So, and I know from before I even gravitate to autism, parents, I kept, kids that was disabled. I had to potty train them in that. So basically, I have the degree of it, I have the experience, and then I had the parental experience. So I have each side of the field. So I understand, like, when the school system, I'm like, no, like, y'all not doing it right. I know exactly what needs to be done. Went to school for it. I even work with children that have special needs. No, y'all not doing your job. And parents that have special needs children, continue, get on the school's head.
Yeah,
Make
they
sure they
have to
give,
advocate.
yeah, yeah,
I've noticed that a
yeah,
lot of parents with special needs children talk about how they constantly have to advocate for their children.
most definitely, most
And it's kind
definitely.
of sad that with everything going on, that schools don't have better accommodations, better understanding, more empathy, more teachers to help.
Ooh.
Um, but yeah, I've heard it from other people, and it's crazy. It's
Yes,
crazy.
and there's a lot of resources. A lot of resources. Me, like, with my 9 to 5, I'm a case manager, so I always find out resources or deals with the parents. If you have special needs children, there's resources with amusement parks, Disneyland, Sesame Street, the zoo. You could get a special pass or discounts. There's a lot of resources that a lot of people do not know about. Or even there is a well, they just ended it right now, but it's a resource that if you're a single parent and you need a car, you sign up, and then if you get picked, of course, they'll donate a car to you. It's a lot of stuff that people do not know. So it's yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like, if anybody need help with research and everything, I don't mind navigating or helping, because my 9 to 5, I'm like a case manager. So yeah,
So y'all heard that she don't mind helping y'all. She's
I do not
advocating for
mind.
awareness and special needs. If y'all need her services, tap in. I'll make sure that I give you the information. Terrence, I love you too. Um,
Oh, if anybody looking for a job, or even if they're on, not trying to get in your business, but if they're on probation, parole, where I work at, they are help people to find jobs. It's called America Job Center in Compton. If you need a job, hit me up. I'll text you the address. You come inside the office, and I'll assign you to a case manager, and they'll take you from there. So everybody could get employment, because the way things going, everybody needs a job.
yeah,
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 everything. Yeah.
and I'm happy that you came on. A lot of people need these resources. I didn't even know you had all those resources, but yeah, a lot of
Yeah.
people need the resources and they don't know where to start or who to reach out to get started. So
Mm-hmm.
it's nice to have you here so we know. If y'all here, reach out to Majesty. Her name on
Yes.
Facebook is Unique Maj. So
Yes.
tap in with her, okay? And if you're not sure, just hit me up, DM me, and I'll make sure that I put you in touch with her. So
Yes.
we have the ice hot resources if y'all need things for your home,
Mm-hmm.
food, diapers, whatever
Or
kind of
gifts.
resources you need, gifts.
Mm-hmm.
Tap in. If you need any kind of resources, just tap
Yes.
in. If you need somebody to help you advocate, or if you need resources for autism,
Mm-hmm.
autistic children,
Yes.
special needs children, please tap in with her. And if you're looking for a job and you are on probation, parole, etc., please tap in. I didn't
Yes.
give y'all the resource plug today, okay?
Yes. Oh, if you are a single mom, what I used to do, I used to give cribs and stuff away. I kind of slowed down a little bit, but if you are a single mom in need, I will make accommodations. So just want to throw that out there.
Okay, so we got the resource queen, all right? And we gonna have you come to the breast cancer event next month. We gonna have that's what we gonna
Okay.
do.
Okay,
Yes,
no
we're gonna have to
problem.
have her.
No
Y'all
problem.
stay tuned. The flyer is up, but I've been sneak peeking these flyers, so I know y'all been seeing a flyer here, and then y'all don't see it for a couple weeks. I'm sneak peeking these flyers on y'all just to keep y'all, antennas up. So the breast cancer awareness flyer, the official flyer, will be out in a couple days. I'm just waiting for confirmations on a couple people. It'll be out in a couple
Mhm.
days, so y'all stay tuned. We gonna get Ice Hot to be a part of that event.
Yeah, just please
Make
let
sure
me
y'all
know.
come out. Praise in the Park Saturday.
Yes.
Saturday, we got so many vendors, some wonderful artists, and of course, Ice Hot will be there. St.
Yes.
Andrews Park in Los Angeles. Google it. It's if you know about LA, it's off of Manchester and Western behind the Superior.
Yes.
That's the best thing
Yes.
I can tell you. If you could get to behind the Superior and park
You're
park
there.
in the Bank of America lot, you good to go. Okay.
Mhm.
Um, I'm so happy that you came and we got to talk to you
Yes.
because I was just really anxious to get you on the show and we couldn't do it the last time and I was just so upset.
I
But I'm
know.
happy you made it tonight and thank you for sharing your story. Thank you for
Of
telling us
course.
your testimony, letting us in your life. Thank you for the resources.
Yeah. Of course. I'm just trying to serve. That's all.
Okay, so I'm gonna just let you know Sunday. I actually spoke at church.
Ooh.
I spoke at church Sunday, and the theme of my sermon, if that's what you want to call it, because I don't consider myself anything of the such, um, was what God wants me to know. And one of the things that I talked about was being of service. God wants us to be of
Mhm.
service. So I see you have taken
Wow.
that in wholeheartedly and ran with it.
Yeah, I owe God. I really can't explain it. I owe God. I owe God my life. He's the only one
Don't
that
we
brought me
all?
out.
I don't think a lot of people realize that, but don't we all?
Hmm.
Don't we all?
Yeah, he saved me from death 3 times. 3 times. So I'm like, okay, that's enough. 3 times a charm. So I believe you.
Well, thank God for saving you, baby, because you here with us
Yes.
today, spreading the
Yes.
word,
Woo.
spreading the testimony, showing the
Yes.
love.
It's gonna be 4 years this year, so I made it.
You made it.
Yes. So
Well, thank you for
I'm just
coming.
glad.
Thank
No
everybody.
problem.
I got to do my commercial break. I didn't see. Let me tell y'all, if y'all been watching the show the last few weeks, I've been running through these shows and waiting to the last 5 minutes to do these commercial breaks because the shows have been so good and so interesting.
Yes.
And I have not wanted to interrupt the show for these commercial breaks. So we gonna do my commercial break now. Thank you, Majesty,
No
again
problem.
for coming
Love
on the
you.
show. I love you too. I see you Saturday. Y'all stay
Okay.
tuned for the commercial break. We'll be right.
Hey, this is Steve Wilkos, and if you guys are looking for a great store for adult entertainment, then check out Sex R Us. Samantha Robinson has everything from lingerie to those adult gadgets you can't find anywhere else. So hit her up.
Bling. We clean. You know I'm looking clean when I step up on the scene, Lux Bling. Pop in and get you what you need. You know I'm looking clean when I step up on the scene, Lux Bling. Pop in and get you what you need. Come see what you can fit in, baby. You won't regret it, baby. You looking good, but that bling will make you better, baby. See what you can fit in, baby. You won't regret it, baby. You looking good, but that bling will make you better, lady. Lux Bling. Shout out Luxus Bling.
I ain't make it this far by letting niggas play around with my name, no. I'm only here to get what I came for. We ain't in the same boat. My nigga, this a yacht over here. And my name still buzzing, I ain't dropped in a year. Top drop, letting wifey hair blow in the wind off the Pacific Coast Highway. Only do it the flyway. She looking like Beyonce mixed with a little Sade. Monday through Friday, nigga, you know how I play. Looking through these capers, only seeing the paper like born hustler. Shit is all in my nature. I speak no evil and hear none.
Welcome back to the show. Thank y'all for tuning in to Couch Conversations Live with your host, Danni Gyrl. And I want to just give a special shout out to our guest tonight, Majesty Goodlow, who came on and told us her story. Y'all know I tell y'all nothing is off limits on the couch. And I thank the guests that really come on here and really give us their lives and open up to us. And it is highly appreciated. Not to judge. Y'all know this is the no judgment zone, just for us to have a conversation and share our stories. So I always want to say thank you to the guests that come on and tell their stories. They're interesting and they are conversation starters for sure. Um, so thank you. Thank you, Majesty. Thank you for giving us your testimony and letting us know basically about what you're doing for the community. What you're doing for the community is so beautiful. Um, Thank y'all for tuning in to Couch Conversations. If you are watching and you would like to be a guest on Couch Conversations before season 5 is over, please tap in with me. I do have a couple spots left during this season. If you would like to be on next season, hit me up because next season will be starting in December. So y'all let me know, let me know, let me know. Um, let's see. Let me go through my whole little spiel. You can reach me at couchconversationslive@gmail.com. If you have a commercial or promo video that you would like to be on the show, please feel free to email it to me and make sure you put promo or commercial in the subject line. You don't have to ask me, will I accept it? Just email it. I'll play it. As long as it's not nothing outrageously outrageous, I'll play it. You can also reach us by email couchconversationslive@gmail.com. Check out the website divinemanagement.weebly.com/couchconversationslive.html, or you can call or text me at 702-578-6716. That is my personal number. So if you text me, you getting me. If you call me, I'm probably not going to answer unless your number is locked in my phone. But if you text me, I will answer. You can always show your support for the show, which is always highly appreciated. See it scrolling at the bottom. You can Apple Pay or Zelle us at 702-578-6716, or you can Cash App or Venmo us at The Real Danni Gyrl. Danny with an I, girl with a Y. Next week, join us next week for our special guest, DeAndre Robinson out of Peoria, Illinois. That's going to be an interesting show. If you watch Couch Conversations on a regular basis, you know he was here for season 4, I believe. Season 3, season 4. He's back. And we have some upcoming shows with some really interesting guests. So y'all make sure y'all stay tuned every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Y'all need to set y'all reminders on y'all phone because y'all be texting me talking about y'all forgot about the show or y'all tapped in when it was over. Make sure you set your reminder. Bring you 2 or 3 friends, your snacks, your drink, whatever you like, whatever interests you while you watch us on the couch, okay? Nothing is off limits on the couch. Y'all know I love a good taboo conversation. So stay tuned next week for DeAndre Robinson. Also, I'll be getting into some things that I have coming up as well. And y'all stay tuned. Stay scrolling on my Facebook. I've been teasing y'all with these flyers. If you seen the R&B takeover flyer, y'all ain't ready. Y'all ain't ready for that lineup. But we gonna talk about it next week and give y'all a sneak peek into the R&B takeover as well. I just thank y'all for tuning in. Make sure you are following me on YouTube at The Real Danni Gyrl. YouTube is where all the exclusive content goes. I put everything exclusive on YouTube. So make sure you go check it out. Subscribe so you're getting the notifications. Scroll through the videos in case you miss something. A lot of you look for my videos and stuff on Facebook. I don't post them there because a lot of the stuff that I post is not appropriate for some of the people that I'm friends with on Facebook. So you can catch it on YouTube. I have some amazing footage of Egypt Black Nile on there. Past couch conversations all the way to season 1 to the very first show is on YouTube. I have a video on YouTube of Big Jazz and Little Jazz singing together. Y'all might want to go check that out because y'all don't get that too often. Yeah, subscribe on YouTube at The Real Danni Gyrl. Make sure you don't miss nothing. And if you missed this episode of Couch Conversations, you can catch it on YouTube. All right. Thank y'all for tuning in. I appreciate y'all. And as I tell y'all every week when I end the show, peace and have a divine night.